All right, guys, let's dig a little bit into Mike Tyson and his oral fixation. So in order to understand Mike Tyson and his oral fixation, we're going to have to go back a little bit. So in 1997, some of you might not remember, maybe not even have been born. However, Mike Tyson got in a fight with Evander Holyfield and he bit his ear. Yes, he bit his opponent's ear, like a piece of it. You could have seen it. Oh, disgusting. But anyways, in order to understand why he did that, we're going to go back a little bit further and talk about Mike Tyson and his life when he grew up. He grew up with poverty, circumstances that were just really tragic. He had a mom that was neglectful, a father who abandoned him. He dealt with a lot of aggression, and he just tried to figure out the best way he could survive. And that's pretty much how his life was. If we go a little bit into his oral fixation, we must understand a theorist by the name of Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud had a theory called psychosexual development, and he believed that between the ages of 0 and 18 months, which was the oral stage, that is where the mouth was the center of pleasure and comfort. He explained that during this stage, babies seek satisfaction through sucking, feeding, biting, breastfeeding, all of those things. And when those needs are not met, individuals can develop a fixation that is tied to that stage. So let's talk about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's childhood. We talked about his early life where there was neglect, abandonment from his father, being raised by his mother in poverty. He talked about extreme, horrific situations. So we could see here that he had a lot of unmet needs during his infancy. So he didn't get that consistent care and that emotional support, which, according to Freud, caused that unresolved oral fixation. Biting is a way to self-soothe or to release frustration in moments when we feel distress. Biting is also a primal behavior. So if we look into Tyson's history, he uses biting as a defense mechanism when he's in the streets fighting as a child, when he fought Evander Holyfield, when he's biting his glove. These are all ways that he looks at surviving. When I talked about regression, Freud's concept of regression is that when we're under extreme stress, people revert back to behaviors from unresolved developmental stages. Hint, hint, unresolved developmental stages. So we're looking at the oral stage. He has some unresolved behaviors there. So as a result, sometimes he regresses back to that stage. And he normally does that when he feels powerless. So I'm thinking when he's in this ring and he's fighting people and he's losing or he feels like he's going to lose control, he begins to bite his glove to self-soothe him because he doesn't feel like he's in complete control and he has power. But don't get it twisted, guys. Oral fixations can show up in a lot of different ways. Some other ways that it shows up for people are smoking. You have some people who overeat, some people who do nail biting. All of these are oral fixations. So Tyson's biting might represent an unconscious need to exert control given the lack of stability in his formative years, or it could just be something else. Let's reflect on Tyson's biting incident. Do you think it is a deeper psychological struggle rooted in his early experiences? Or is Freud just bluffing and the man just likes to bite his glove? What do you think? Hit me up in the comment section. I'm curious to hear what you think and what you feel is the correct thing going on with Mike Tyson and his biting, or oral fixation as he calls it. I'll be curious to hear your input. Make sure that you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure that you share with a friend. I hope this was hella helpful for you. And if you want a deeper dive into Freud and his stages of development, as well as the other theorists, I have some videos on that on my YouTube channel. Please check us out on LCSW Vibes. I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you in the next one.